Worried about gout? Check out Ural, the effective urinary alkalinizer. Ural, neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Welcome to KiniNews. I'm your host Prasad. Since announcing his return to politics, Rafizi Ramli has hit the ground running. And one of his biggest targets has been Najib Abdul Razak. Today, Rafizi took another swipe at the former Prime Minister. PKR's Rafizi Ramli took on former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak once again on Sapura Energy. This time, the former PKR lawmaker focused on the firm's financial state and the hefty salary paid to its former CEO. In a statement, Rafizi said Najib, as Prime Minister at the time, had failed to look after the interests of public institutions. He was referring to Permodalan Nasional Berhad and KWAP, shareholders in Sapura Energy. Going through Sapura Energy's books, Rafizi said that an executive director representing the majority shareholder had raked in close to 1.1 billion ringgit from 2009 to 2021 in salary, bonuses, rental, intellectual property fees and others. This is believed to be in reference to former Group CEO Shahril Samsudin, who was Sapura Energy's largest shareholder and whose salary had been a long matter of contention. Shahril had explained in 2018 that his high salary was due to a share covenant he had with financial institutions when the group refinanced its 14 billion ringgit in loans. Meanwhile, Najib has denied linking Zulkifli Ahmad to cronyism after he was sued by the Amanah leader. Former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak filed in court that his Facebook post on the issue of cronyism was not referring to ex-Health Minister Zulkifli Ahmad. Najib made this contention in a statement of defense against a defamation suit by the Amanah lawmaker. The former Umno president's line of defense is similar to that of Umno youth chief Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki. He is also being sued by Zulkifli over similar online posts related to cronyism. On December 31st last year, Zulkifli filed the defamation civil action against the Pekan MP over the latest FB post uploaded on August 24th, 2020. The post purportedly contained the allegation that Zulkifli practiced nepotism. The alleged nepotism was in relation to the 2019 appointment of Zulkifli's daughter, Nurul Iman, to the board of Amanah Ikhtiar Malaysia. A former cop today lodged a report over alleged wrongful detention, and one of the people he named in the report was a former top cop. Former police officer Muhammad Ali Amir Bacha has lodged a police report against 5 retired police officers. One of them is former Inspector General of Police Abdul Rahim Noor. The report is on his detention under the emergency ordinance for 3 years from 1997 to 2000. He said he was wrongly detained in the Simpang Renggam Detention Centre over an armed robbery case on June 16, 1995.
Dan saya telah buat report pada hari ini kerana verdict yang dikeluarkan oleh Tribunal khas yang dikeluarkan oleh Edukasi Tribunal khas pada 27 Oktober saya filekan kes ini. Pada 11 Mac 2022 telah keluar verdict, dan dalam verdict itu telah mencatat kesalahan pegawai-pegawai yang berkonspirasi jahat menggunakan undang-undang ini. Mereka perlu dipertanggungjawabkan bawah kanun kesesaan.
Ali claimed that he was cleared by a special tribunal which was set up to reopen investigations into the case. He said this when met by reporters at the Shah Alam District Police Headquarters after lodging the report. Malaysia Kini has contacted Rahim and Shah Alam District Deputy Police Chief Ramzi Embol for comment. The last 2 years have been a nightmare for most of us, if not all of us. But tomorrow, it will mark a new beginning as we enter the endemic phase. With that said, how long is My Sejatra going to stick around for? Contact tracing through My Sejatra may be a thing of the past, as Putrajaya malls putting an end to it if the COVID-19 situation doesn't get worse. Speaking to reporters in Putrajaya on Wednesday, Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said the process will take a few weeks. Speaking to the Vibes, Khairy said his ministry will study the impact of the reopening of borders and relaxing of COVID-19 protocols. And if there are no significant changes, then the government can stop contact tracing. Starting April 1st, international guests who are fully vaccinated will not have to go into quarantine upon arriving in Malaysia. Meanwhile, those who are not vaccinated will have to observe a 5-day quarantine. Additionally, rules limiting operating hours for eateries will be removed, along with social distancing requirements for religious events. Vaccination will no longer be a requirement for interstate travel or for determining the maximum capacity of workplaces. Some have argued that MySejahtera's contact tracing capabilities were no longer relevant during the endemic phase. Meanwhile, Khairi said the contract for MySejahtera will be finalized within a month. Popular Nasheed singer Yasin could face the death penalty over cannabis.
Singer Yasin Sulaiman has been charged with trafficking cannabis at his condominium in Kota Damansara, Selangor. No plea was recorded after the charges were read in front of the magistrate because the case was under the jurisdiction of a higher court. According to the charge sheet, Yasin is charged with trafficking 214 grams of cannabis. The former Nasheed singer is accused of doing so at the condominium at 5:30 p.m. on March 24th. He was charged under Section 39B1 Bracket A of the Dangerous Drugs Act and can be penalized under Section 39B Bracket 2 of the same Act. Under the Act, those found with more than 200 grams of cannabis shall be presumed until the contrary is proved to be trafficking in the said drug. He faces the death penalty or life in prison and no less than 15 lashes of the rotan.
Putrajaya believes the Malay rulers should remain apolitical. This is why they will not be included automatically on the electoral roll. The amendment to Article 119 of the Federal Constitution was designed to ensure that the rulers remain above politics. This is according to Minister in the Prime Minister's Department in charge of Parliament and Law, Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar. He said the amendments would exempt the rulers, their spouses and their heirs from being automatically enrolled on the voter list. However, he added the choice on whether to be a voter or not depends on the wisdom of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong with the consent of the Conference of Rulers. The bill to amend Article 119 completed its passage today through Parliament after 50 out of 58 Dewan Negara members voted in the bill's favour. The bill added Article 119A of the Federal Constitution, which stipulated that only the Agong can, by means of a gazette, exempt any of the rulers and their kin from being recorded in the voter list. Since December 15th last year, Malaysians aged 18 and above have been automatically added to the electoral roll. More on the ongoing 1MDB audit report case. Madinah revealed in court today how a predecessor viewed the 1MDB audit issue. Amrin Buang was reluctant to share his opinions on the 1MDB issue, according to former Auditor General Madinah Muhammad. The 12th prosecution witness told the Kuala Lumpur High Court today that this transpired when she met Amrin in her office upon her assuming the post of Auditor General in 2017. Madinah was testifying during today's 1MDB audit report trial against Najib Abdul Razak and 1MDB's former CEO Arul Kanda Kandasamy. Yesterday, she testified that she was shocked upon being informed that the audit department received orders to amend the 1MDB audit report as well as to destroy the original copies of the report. Madinah had also previously testified that she kept the original copies of the 1MDB audit report under lock and key until the Harapan administration in 2018. Madinah today testified that she and Amrin were very concerned about the allegations related to the audit report on 1MDB being discussed widely around the world and was hush-hush in Malaysia. Amrin served as Auditor General from 2006 to 2017. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.